Ranger Suarez has signed with the Boston Red Sox. 5 years, $130 million. Those are the details we have at the time of recording. I know James has, I think, a proclamation to make about that there will be deferrals. So we'll talk about everything with Ranger and this Red Sox deal. Before we do, make sure you are subscribed to The Windup. Again, we're collab posting with James's channel, with my channel. If you're new to The Windup, a lot of baseball content over here along with our personal channels. Make sure you do subscribe. We were actually getting ready to record more stuff, and the Ranger Suarez news broke. So I know what our initial reaction was, and it was that of quite surprised.
Yeah, very surprised. I mean, just for the fact of one, Ranger Suarez, there hasn't been a word about him this entire offseason. You haven't heard one team linked to him. You haven't heard anything about a meeting. Haven't heard anything about an expected contract. And then just out of the blue, bang, Wednesday afternoon, everyone's kind of talking about Kyle Tucker. A lot of people are looking at Freddie Peralta. And Ranger Suarez just signs with the Red Sox, who just lost out on Alex Bregman. It's funny timing, funny situation.
Yeah, I did not expect, a 5-year deal to go to Ranger Suarez. He's not someone that I trust in the long term at all. And I just didn't expect that kind of money either to go to Ranger.
I definitely could have seen a 5-year deal for Ranger Suarez, but I would never have assumed that a 5-year deal would have netted him what comes out to be, until we get news again about these deferrals, the 12th most money per year of any starting pitcher in the league. Like, as of right now, like Michael King's deal, I mean, again, very different pitcher, but fewer years and fewer AAV. Like that Nathan Eovaldi last year, like fewer years, less AAV than Ranger Suarez. Like the Robbie Ray deal from 2022. I know like inflation has hit the world since then, but same amount of years, lower AAV than Ranger Suarez. And it is a bet by the Red Sox on a wide pitch mix. I know that's something they value a lot as an organization, wide pitch mix and strike throwing. It's still kind of shocking to me to see this.
Yeah, because I think at the end of the day, there is a conversation to be had of the kind of player Ranger Suarez is now, the kind of player Ranger Suarez will be in the future, and also, like, what is the ceiling floor on this guy? I do think Ranger has a pretty high floor, and maybe, again, that's what the Red Sox are looking for in this rotation, just to get more solid innings. But also at the same time, like, Ranger's never thrown really more than 150 innings in a season, and to give a guy $26 million like that over 5 years, it is a little bit concerning. I can't imagine more innings are going to be something that helps him throw more innings, if that makes sense.
I mean, he's crossed 150 3 of the last 4 years since he became a full-time starter, but he's never gotten higher than 157. So that's kind of his range. Like, he's a good, solid, 20 to 30 starts per year. He's never actually got to 30, but he's never gone lower than 20. That's kind of what he is. He's had some durability issues. He has had some arm things last few years. And again, I don't want this whole thing to come off like we don't like Ranger Suarez as a pitcher.
He helps the Red Sox. They're better with him.
Yeah, and Ranger Suarez is good. The Phillies fans are in our comments right now talking about how much of a playoff riser he is. Like, we know that for a fact. When I went on Twitter earlier at my own channel early this offseason, talked about the fact that I didn't like him as a free agent because I expected this kind of a contract. I got hundreds of thousands of impressions, people from Philly wishing bad will upon myself, my loved ones, but I don't know, a 90-mile-an-hour guy who's never gone over 160 innings, who doesn't strike a ton of batters out, like, who's already over 30. Like, what does this look like in 5 years?
Yeah, this is one of the few contracts that we've seen this offseason where the initial reaction makes me kind of step back a little bit and go, this is who's getting this kind of money. Now I'm wondering what Framber Valdez is going to get on the market, because no one's happier than Framber Valdez right now. He's a better pitcher, been better consistently than Ranger Suarez. He's going to get paid.
Oh, when this news came out, Framber Valdez and his people were hugging, fist pumping, high-fiving, jumping up and down. Like, we did it. We're going to get the 7-year deal now. Let's go. But it's just, again, like, maybe like we'll jump back into Ranger in a little bit. But this is still objectively good for the Red Sox for the next 2 years. Like, they needed another stabilizing pitcher in this rotation. They were going to rely on a lot of, Johan Oviedo, and then they were still kind of waiting to see what they were getting from Cutter Crawford, Patrick Sandoval returning from injury. Now adding, again, Oviedo, Gray, and Ranger Suarez. Like, now that top three is like as sturdy as they come in all of baseball.
Let's see. Jeff Passan just put out a tweet right now as we're recording, but my phone, for some reason, has no cell service, as SOS. So I'm gonna need you to maybe take a look at that, James, and see what he said. He might just be double announcing what we already know.
The Red Sox first signing of the winter is a big one. $130 million for Ranger Suarez gives them a ton of rotation depth with Garrett Crochet, Brian Bayo, Sonny Gray, and others. Boston will now turn to adding another bat to his lineup, but this rotation is excellent.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. In 2026 and 2027, it does feel like this rotation is excellent, and that's kind of what we're looking at right now. This is definitely a win now move, and the Red Sox should be looking to win now. I guess it's is this a combination too of like what was Framber asking for as well? If this is what they gave Ranger?
I guess it means that when they missed on Bregman, at least, again, we kind of chastise teams for not doing this at times. They were like, all right, we're ready to spend this money. Let's go spend it somewhere else. They probably did reach out to Framber. It seems like they're connected to Ranger Suarez. And, I mean, it seems like they were loosely connected with Nolan Arenado, but I'm sure they figured we don't need a free player. We can go out and spend one, buy one. It's funny, this is the first free agent they've signed all offseason. And, again, there was not a peep, a hint, a word, a murmur about it at all whatsoever. But it's just, Ranger Suarez is good. It's just years 4 and 5 of this, I'm like, this doesn't look that good to me.
Yeah, I know, Ranger's someone that I think we both have respect for as a pitcher because he does just go out there and he fills the strike zone, gets a lot of weak contact, has been successful, has killed the Mets over the years. So we've seen plenty of times at the hands of Ranger Suarez some disappointing heartbreak. And he's someone where you watch him, and he's frustrating to watch if you're an opposing team because, like you said, he comes out there with kind of nothing. Like, he throws 90, and he throws a lot of junk, and he gets you to hit the ball into the ground. Something that we don't see a lot from modern pitching now. This is a guy that I feel like a lot of the old heads would really – this is a pitcher right here in Ranger Suarez.
Oh, this is a big-time pitcher. See, the opposite. I love when Ranger Suarez pitches. Like, I set aside time with one of my, 4 screens during an average baseball night in the summer, and I'm like, if Ranger Suarez is pitching, I'm definitely throwing on the Phillies. And
that's also because you're a sicko.
I'm a sicko, and I love a pitcher who goes out there with 90 miles an hour. But the cool thing about Ranger is that he's now worked his repertoire up to a spot in the last few years where against righties, which will be the most important thing for him at Fenway Park, is how much he can get the righties out as a lefty. And again, we've seen Garrett Crochet kind of buck that trend of left-handed pitchers maybe not – it's just probably not a great fit, left-handed pitchers in Fenway Park, because of how great it is for righties to hit off that green monster. But the fact that last year he got up to 5 different pitchers throwing at least 15% of the time against righties, he's brought this cutter on over the last few years that now is like it's definitely a fun wrinkle to his repertoire movement-wise, because he has a lot of fade on the sinker and the changeup. He throws a lot, which are his most thrown pitches against right-handed batters. Nerding out you guys for a second, that cutter's gotten some cool horizontal movement on it, so they kind of look like they're on a similar plane, but they kind of shoot out in each direction. That plays off the fastball. He's now gotten more comfortable with against the righties as well, with the curveball he can drop on them. It's just Ranger Suarez is going to hit spots against righties that most other pitchers aren't able to hit, and that's what makes him so good. But when 90-91 becomes 89-90, which almost could be inevitable in 2-3 years.
Could be next year. He dropped a ton as the season went on. His velo completely fell off. Shout out Lance Brozdowski, who kind of, I don't want to say has been like a forefront hater, because that's not fair to him. Lance is just doing analysis.
Just analysis.
He's just analyzing Ranger, and he was like, there are a lot of things that make me very unsure about Ranger Suarez moving forward.
Which is nice, because when I had those takes too, exactly about the velocity. Again, I had hundreds of thousands of impressions of Philly people coming after my livelihood, but it's just you can't really be that successful when you throw 89-90.
And list off maybe the guys who throw similar fastballs to Ranger Suarez from the left side.
All right, you want the whole list again?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of new eyes on this. So again, while we're being haters, or at least I'm being a hater, I won't say James is being a hater. Just listen to these names and give you some context as to why maybe this will be our opinion.
All right, this was every qualified pitcher last year. Not even qualified. I think I set my minimum innings to like 50 for a starting pitcher. Left-handed pitcher with a 4-seam fastball that was 92 miles per hour or under. Eduardo Rodriguez, Brandon Walter, Sean Manaea, Joey Cantillo, Eric Lauer, Kyle Freeland, Patrick Corbin, Ranger Suarez, Logan Allen, Colton Gordon, Tyler Alexander, Jacob Lopez, Shota Imanaga, Jeffrey Springs, Ian Seymour, Tyler Gilbert, Jose Quintana, Kobe Allard, Andrew Heaney, Martin Perez, Austin Gomber, Tyler Anderson, Clayton Kershaw, Ryan Yarbrough. That's the list.
Yeah.
Not a good list.
No, not particularly a great list. He's getting paid, again, to be one of the 15 best pitchers in baseball in terms of AAV, unless something comes out. But
12.
Still, I'm just saying.
But there will be big deferrals. I guarantee there's deferrals.
James he's guaranteeing it. You got the Shiano stamp of approval for deferrals.
Guaranteeing deferrals on this right now. They might even come out while we're doing it. I'm going to keep scrolling Twitter.
That being said, I think he's...
No deferrals. Ken Rosenthal, 4 minutes ago.
Wrong.
I take it back.
Crazy contract.
Wrong by me.
So he's getting paid to be like one of the 10 best pitchers in baseball, when truthfully he's probably closer to what? Like, he's closer to
24th?
Man, that's probably not fair. I was about to say something crazy, but like he's closer to Jose Quintana than he is any of the top 10 pitchers in baseball.
No, but he does he's different than Quintana. Quintana never had as wide of an arsenal as Ranger Suarez. Quintana never had even close to as good of command as Ranger Suarez has, especially with
that's
the
not
fastball
true.
Triangle.
Quintana early in his career, similar ages to Ranger Suarez, was awesome. very similar numbers, and he threw way more innings.
Quintana was really good, but Quintana I think was really good on the heels of breaking ball quality early in his career. I think he was better manipulating shape, spin, and bend. Where Ranger kind of just has this he just ticky-tacks you around the edges, the corners, which again is one of my most fun types of pitchers to watch. But there's Eduardo Rodriguez downside in this Ranger Suarez deal. There's Jose Barrios downside in this Ranger Suarez deal. It's not a really good list. I have another fun stat talking about the Ranger Suarez, the velocity stuff right there. So this is the stats on left-handed starting pitchers, four-seam fastballs at 92 miles per hour. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Under 92 miles per hour, which is where Ranger is. Sits under 92 miles per hour. The league slash line is 278, 358, 512 for an 870 OPS.
Yeah.
If you just bump that to between 92 and 93 miles per hour. So again, that was under 92 and now bumping it up to between 92 and 93. The OPS falls 100 points to 770. Still really good, still above league average, right at league average. But when Ranger used to sit 93 2 years ago, it was a lot better than the last 2 years where he sat 91.8 and 91.3.
And I will say to put a positive spin now on Ranger Suarez a little bit, and something that you've been high on with Craig Breslow and the Boston Red Sox, they got smart guys in there. Maybe they're going to be able to get Ranger back up that velo. Maybe this is something with how he works out in the offseason, how he trains, how he gets ready for spring training. I know that was a big thing for a while, was he never really got to have a clean spring training, I think because of visa issues at times. So Ranger, maybe this is just something of a slight change can even unlock a little bit more out of him.
And I'll say this, too, about the Red Sox giving a deal like this to Ranger Suarez. That's them saying, we can get some velocity back. They have the driveline system in there. Kyle Body's basically put hands-on, built up their entire pitching development system. The Mets just took their head pitching coach and their assistant pitching coach and Justin Willard. This is the Red Sox saying, we'll be able to coax some more velocity. Maybe they can see his shape that they can improve or adjust. I know Ranger's been pushing his slider usage up a little bit of late, too, especially against the left-handed batters. So, again, maybe there's something there. But this is... off the bat, with no deferrals, this feels like a bit of a crazy deal.
Yeah, and maybe this is just how you have to do it. Again, the Red Sox seemingly want to win right now.
Seemingly.
And
they definitely want to win.
I know, but I'm saying they want to win right now. And while Ranger Suarez's contract might look bad in year 4 or 5, the first 3 years of that contract,
might be great.
He might be great. It might be a huge reason why they make a push for the World Series, or who knows, even win a World Series.
And as of this signing, even before the signing came in, the Red Sox were projected to have already the best rotation in baseball based on Fangraphs team or full team projections.
Really?
And that's also including all the depth. So they get a lot of credit for, again, the combinations of Oviedo, Peyton Tolley, Connolly Early being their depth pieces. They're 6, 7, 8.
That's so interesting. That even goes ahead of the Mariners and some of those teams.
Dodgers 2, Tigers 3, Phillies 4. You don't get to the Mariners until 9 on that because we've talked about it. In the last video. The depth is bad for the Mariners, and it's hard to know what you're getting out of Bryce Miller this season.
Still don't like this move though. I don't like the money. I don't like the money at all.
I don't like the money at all. The no deferrals is crazy to me. The fact that there's no deferrals and he's going to make more money per year than. Then there is a big tier gap between the starting pitchers over 25 million, under 25 million. We see this 25 million tier looks bad in retrospect. Sean Manaea, we've kind of talked about the different ways the Sonny Gray contract could be interpreted. Aaron Nola, then Robbie Ray, Luis Severino, that is that tier of 22 to 26 million dollar pitchers that I've signed in the last 3 years. Because then you get Kevin Gausman, Luis Castillo behind that, who are good, but that was signed a while ago.
And Carlos Rodon getting $27 million a year for 6 years. I'm for the extra year and that money, I feel like Rodon. I know Rodon's had a little bit ups and downs too, and maybe has a little bit of a lower floor than Ranger, but the ceiling's just higher.
That is a funny would you rather, and I'm sure that
I would rather Rodon.
Yeah, I probably would rather Rodon, but you can't really deny the fact that Ranger has been way better the last 3 years than Rodon.
Rodon was great last year. Rodon was better last year.
He was better last year, but 2 years ago, Rodon was unpitchable.
Oh yeah, no, and injury stuff with Rodon has always been the scary part. This is, oh man, there's such a range of outcomes for this. I see the Erod thing happening, and I also see him being quite good, being a good pitcher for this Red Sox team. So it's I guess it just really depends on if the Red Sox get more out of Ranger, which sounds crazy for a guy who I think for his career has a 3.3 ERA.
Yeah, which is amazing. He does limit runs really well, and that is the whole point of baseball, and he's stopping the other team from scoring.
And he's had horrible defense behind him in Philadelphia, basically his entire career. So maybe that's just it. Maybe he's just going to get the ground balls, Hopefully you have good defense behind him in Boston, which also they definitely don't right now defensively. But
3.38 career ERA for Ranger Suarez. I think that actually gets lower just as a starting pitcher in his career.
it's a weird one, but I guess we'll wait and see.
For Ranger Suarez's career, he has a 2.91 ERA as a starting pitcher.
Yeah,
So maybe we're wrong on this.
Yeah,
But
maybe
again,
we're wrong.
Looking the next few years, again, wherever that fastball velocity winds up, I think will be a big deal. If he shows up next April and he's throwing 93, I think this deal could be a smash. But
Yeah, even sitting 92 would be huge for him.
92.5, I'll give him. He'll be
Yeah.
amazing again. But 2 years in a row with a 91 to start that average velocity, trending the wrong direction. I'm very curious what happens.
Yeah, we want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let us know. I'm sure you guys are going to be furious about what we're saying. But I'll tell you this to defend James. James has been a big Ranger Suarez guy since I've known him. So
Always. I love Ranger Suarez.
Loves Ranger.
I just don't like him on a 5-year deal at 30 years old.
Subscribe to the Windup so you don't miss out on any of the baseball content over here. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
and I'm Draft Deck Mark. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Peace out, guys.